Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we are gonna be starting to work on this car and not stopping this year, because the goal is to get it finished by May or maybe June. That's the goal, but we are gonna see how that turns out. So today we are gonna be finishing welding the side brackets, tapping and drilling the holes to mount the suspension, and we are gonna be stealing the suspension from a donor car and mounting it on, so to make sure it's a roller. And then we are going to be finishing up the front end of this car because it is kind of welded, but it's not finished. There's one more bracket that holds a sway bar in and a radiator, but radiator is going to have to be jerry-rigged to fit this cross member. So first thing is, let's finish welding and let's tap in the shock strut towers and see how that looks. Alright, here's a quick view of the pre-drilled items. As you can see, I kind of marked it down. So this piece will fit from the bottom. Imagine that this is on top of the strut. So it'll mount like that. And the next thing for me is to do the same thing on that side. And then I will have to figure out the middle part, because the middle part is where the big hole comes out from here. So the bolt from a strut tower can fit through. So once that one is drilled, I should be able to mount everything on there. And I do have a step drill bit, so that'll be a breeze. And the real reason why we didn't work on this car is it got cold. Then I bought this in March, and then I was rebuilding that and I was busy with work. But if you haven't seen the videos, check out the videos on that car. That's a special car. It's a 91 out of 150. It's a Hertz Penske GT. Pretty cool car. But yeah, now we're going on this, and this is going to be a also 2014 Mustang GT Performance Pack that is shelled in a 1954 Mercury. Alright, so we're gonna rob Peter to pay Paul, or pay Paul to rob Peter. Alright, here is our donor car. So we're gonna take the strut from this car and then maybe take the wheels to see how it's gonna look. But we should be able to bolt directly on because these are good, 100% working. So we'll take them off and take it with us. Alright, got the strut off, second one right there, and I also got a sway bar bracket, or this is like reinforcement in the front. So that's gonna be next build. I mean, I'm putting the same video, but we have to build that out too along with the suspension. So he's gonna take it from here and we should be good to go. And then everything else like the brake, spindle and all that shit is just gonna line up. Yeah, so pretty cool. Alright, we got all the parts, subframe, shock strut, the brace, and then this is the one that we're gonna have to kind of modify in the front here. So right now we are gonna mock fit everything on there, and then not painting anything yet. The cab and the body has to come off, and then I'll be working on the rear suspension. But let's mount the front end and see how that looks. there she be. Look how good that looks. The wheel is pretty much straight. But this is an aftermarket wheel, so it's sticking out. It doesn't even matter if it's sticking out. We just might wide body it, but she is pretty good looking. Let me see the stands from the side. Oh yeah, that just looks good. Let me lower the hood. Look at that, everything fits perfectly and looks awesome. Just imagine this is a 1954 that is gonna be 2014 Mustang GT. Alright, so next thing is that I have to do is we have to figure the sway bar issue, which is gonna be welded right over here or bolted. So this is gonna be modified a little bit, but it's gonna look good and there's enough space for the engine to fit in there. All right, so next step for me is to mount the radiator holder and also a sway bar bracket holder, which is right there. So I have my old cardboard cut out and I measured where I need to cut, so I'm gonna mark it on that rail right there. I'm gonna cut it, I'm gonna weld the bottom plate and mount these bad boy up, and that should be it for the front end. Alright, I'm gonna end this video right here. This has been welded. A lot of these pieces will be grinded off, smoothed out, filled up, and but yeah, I call this a job done. Sway bar is in, suspension is in, the front end is 100% complete until I start doing the roll cage. Once the roll cage comes, then we'll see what else we have to kind of modify. So this front smash bar, whatever you want to call bumper, will have to be cut so that way the radiator can actually fit in here, and it looks like radiator will fit in perfectly. This will have to be modified, but for the suspension and everything else, I call that good. That's excellent, that's great. This piece still needs to be welded. I haven't welded on this side or there, and this hasn't been tightened up because I need to get the body off so that this piece can be welded. Yeah, so this is pretty cool. Made little brackets here to elevate for the screw, but this screw I will weld later so that way it's 100% complete. This screw right here, it's already sunken in and it's welded in there. So next thing is going to be the rear end. Dude, this looks so freaking menacing. Pretty good. Suspension is on. I do have to put a rotor and everything else. I'll put a steering box later because that's kind of like tedious work. Yeah. So next thing is gonna be rear end. Like I always say, thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you hit that like, subscribe button, and check out my next video on this car, which is gonna be the rear end, and we're gonna fit 2014 Mustang suspension in there as well. So this is gonna be legit 2014 Mustang GT, even though the dash, Recaro seats, roll cage, and all that. So thank you so much.